Radio Underground, episode 26, which is one more than 25, which means we're probably going to stick with this.
You know what 26 is?
No.
Half of 52, which is 52 weeks in a year. So this is half a year's worth of podcasts.
Amazing.
And probably about 74 hours worth of material so far.
We are actually, to be serious for a second, this is like a lot. This has gone longer than I expected it to. I kind of thought we'd do it for 3 or 4 months and then we'd just quit.
Well, I told you about those landmarks that the guy talked about, and it wasn't just him. It was statistical. If you make it to only 50% of podcasts make it to episode 7, and another 50% of that 50% make it to 15. So we're already beating the odds.
Yeah, 26 is it's a high number for what do they call it? Do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah. And if you make it to 25, that was the other stat. If you make it to 25, chances are you're in it for the long haul.
Well, I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
I think.
Or until something better comes up.
Yeah, until I get a chance to make some money.
Yep. Monetize.
Till someone buys us out.
Yeah. We're part of the iHeartRadio podcast network.
We have like a big backdrop. Hi, it's Brian and Mike. Then our old fans, like the few of them that we have, will be like, you guys used to be Radio Underground. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of that in my life. As the money rolls in.
Well, I don't even know what they would call us if we weren't Radio Underground.
Yeah,
They'd have to think of some name that's
Brian and Mike.
Brian and Mike in the PM.
Yeah,
we definitely would not be drive time.
Northern Lights live from Michigan. Like we get Northern Lights here. I don't know. Suddenly we get Northern Lights in Detroit because I say so.
It's happened before, I think.
Yeah. Maybe in the UP, maybe. I don't know.
No, I know people that claim they saw Northern Lights in this area, but it was back 30, 35 years ago, and it was north of Hall Road.
Yeah, we're really not that far north, because if you look at a map of, like, Europe, and we're, like, even with Spain, the reason we're so cold, we get that Canadian jet stream, but, like, we're not that
And we're
far
surrounded
north.
by water.
Yeah, we're not that far north.
No, we're really not.
Because, like, in Europe, like, we're like Ibiza, where people go and party, and it's, like, nice year-round. That's like our, what do you call it, latitude?
Yeah.
We're, like, lined up with all the party spots in
I'm
Europe.
trying to check this stat before I just blurt it out. Hold on a second. Maybe it was the 45th
45th what?
parallel.
Yeah, I don't know what we're at.
The 45th parallel runs through Michigan as you're driving up north, which also runs through northern France and southern Germany, and so basically we're basically even with all those countries. So we're really not that much colder than those places. It's just like you said, Canada sucks.
Yeah, they push us
Canada's
down.
awesome though.
Yeah, we get that cold weather pushed down here.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
Because if you drive up north, you actually drive over a thing and it says, the sign says now crossing the 45th parallel.
Oh,
yeah, as you're getting on your way to like Mackinac and stuff.
Mackinac. Yeah, I didn't have it. I guess we'll get to it right away. Have an interesting altercation between two far more famous podcasts than us, and I was in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Okay, so there's a podcast called Who Are These Podcasts, and he basically, a guy's named Carl, and he rips on other podcasts. Like, he would have a field day with us. Like, he ripped on us, he would gape our asshole out.
I hope he roasts us. That would be so great.
So Carl ripped on another podcast that I listened to called The Video Game Outsiders, John and Michelle. I actually like their stuff. I like both of these people. It's like, watching your friends fight, even though I don't know either of them.
Yeah.
But I tried to explain to VGO or John and Michelle that, because I guess
through Twitter, not personally.
Yeah, through Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know them at all. I know none of these people whatsoever, and there was no direct messages. It was all like on Twitter. And basically, Carl from Who Are These Podcasts ripped on one of their older shows. I don't know if they're still doing it. It's called You Suck. It's from 2016, this episode where he ripped on them. And they were really mad about it. And I tried to explain to them, like, that's kind of what Carl and his crowd feeds off of. And, you might not want to get so butthurt, because you also get an opportunity to contact him, and he'll have you on, and you can explain yourself or just kind of go along with it, and you can sometimes get to rip on another show.
Yeah.
So, like, say he came on and just shit on us. A lot of times he would let you, me and you, we could go on his show and shit on another podcast that also sucks.
You called it a pay it forward type situation.
Yeah, it's a pay it forward negativity situation. So,
which is great.
You know, you get shit on, then you get to shit on somebody else. I think it's a great system.
I listened to a few episodes now since you told me about the Who Are These podcast, and dude, it's right up my alley. They're just ripping on things. I love it.
Yeah, and
it's like mean Mystery Science Theater.
But you can tell, like,
meaner.
You know, not to, you know, reveal the man behind the curtains. You can tell that Carl's actually probably a pretty nice guy. And then if you're a good sport about it, you get to be on the show and shit on somebody. Anyway, so I tried to explain the culture of it to VGO. I'm like, guys, he'll give you a chance to, you know, you can contact him. I'm trying to explain that they could have their chance at redemption or shit on somebody else. Just go along with it, be fun. And they're like, how about we rip on him? And they were like mega butthurt about it. And kind of, I don't know, it was just, listening to Video Game Outsiders, I didn't think they were that thin-skinned about it. But anyway, the thing that kept my Twitter lighting up for like a couple days was Carl was making fun of how Michelle said she never smoked weed.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of did like make a who doesn't smoke weed kind of thing, you know, and a bunch of people who are fans of VGO kept coming into the Twitter feed like, I never smoked weed, and and I'm thinking to myself, I haven't smoked weed either, but guys, it's kind of odd that we haven't. Like, you do understand why they're pointing it out. That's kind of strange that you haven't. I haven't smoked weed. I didn't even mention it in the feed, but I'm thinking to myself, it is kind of odd. You know,
in present day America, that is definitely outside the norm.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're like a monk because you don't smoke weed, because I'm certainly not. I drink my Miller White every Saturday.
Well, if you took a poll of 20, I'm not, because I know there's 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds that smoke pot. But if you go on a poll of 20 to 40-year-olds in America right now, and I will almost guarantee you that 98% of them have smoked pot at one point in their life.
Yeah,
So the
like
fact
me
that
and
people,
your brother are the only two people you know that haven't.
And that to me is weird that I know two people, like immediate family, that have not smoked pot in this day and age.
And the only reason I haven't, because I always had like driving jobs.
Yeah.
I have been subject to drug tests forever, so I just never did it.
No,
I couldn't. You know, like,
I mean, you don't need to do it.
I don't. Yeah, you know, I'm paranoid and hungry enough. I don't need the boost.
My kid's going to be 16 this year, so it's been almost 17 years since I smoked. Because we stopped like the year before he was born.
Yeah, and
it just does.
Yeah, it's.
I don't need it.
Yeah, I it's not interesting to me. But I guess my point was, these people were really
the beta orbiters.
Like they were, the beta orbiters of Michelle, and Michelle is hot as fuck. Michelle's a really cute girl, real cute. And I like VGO. I like their show, and I'm still a fan. I'm just surprised that they were as butthurt as they were.
Especially on a show an episode that's 3 years old.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody went back and like in 3 years, let's say we've done all these episodes and we've really hit our stride and we're really awesome. If someone went back and looked at one of our first 20 episodes and said, oh man, it was shit back then. No fucking shit. We knew we were shit.
Yeah. Episode 1 is horrible. I listened to our first episode and I was like, but I was just determined to get going, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it off any longer. I made a promise to people that, for whatever reason, think we're funny. I said, we're going to get it going on New Year's, and I waited, what was it, the next week, right?
I think it was like January 8th or 12th. I can't remember what day it was.
And I find that I got to do something.
Yeah.
And I had one mic, and then you guys were sharing. It was terrible. It was horrible.
I don't know if I've listened to it since we recorded. Maybe I did once.
And we've done shit, and we're going to do more shit.
Honestly, this episode, when we're done, might be complete shit. It might be.
Yeah, because we're talking about a podcast that shits on shit like this. And perfectly fine. You put your stuff out there. You are fair game.
Exactly.
You are fair game. You put If you put your stuff out there, someone's going to rip on you and not like it. You have to accept that.
I think that's my biggest complaint about the VGO, as you call them. They do it for. They said they do it for a living. This is their livelihood. Just because one person or one podcast rips on your show doesn't mean there goes your livelihood. You can't be that thin-skinned. You can't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah, and on one hand, you got to have enough self-belief to think like, fuck it, we'll be fine, and you know what I mean. And then on the other hand, you got to take it so seriously that it's everything. You know, I don't know.
No, you take your work seriously.
Exactly.
You make the best possible episode you think you can, or you just wing it, which we do sometimes. But if you take the work itself seriously, you do the work seriously, but you have to let people criticize you. That's what it's about. Because if you don't let them criticize you, you're not going to get any better.
And especially since I tried to explain to them the culture of who are these podcasts. Really, what it is free press.
Yeah.
He rips on you. I guarantee you're going to get a bunch of people like if you're like we have a very small audience right now. I think each episode might get 100, maybe 100 something. If we go
across all platforms, we probably break 100. But yeah, you're probably
it's not much. But if like someone like my sister was on last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
my sister has a large Twitter following. She spoke for about 10 minutes or 5 minutes on our show. And it was by far our biggest episode.
Yeah, she shared it.
She shared it, and it was huge. She's got a big Twitter following, and we had like some real numbers just that one show.
Yeah.
So if Carl shits on me, to me that just helps.
And you know what's funny about that? Because it was like literally 2 days of numbers, and then just flatline.
Yeah, it went back to normal.
No, I don't know. It's like everybody hit it like the first 2 days, and then I don't know if we moved much at all the next 5 days.
No. We have no following, but that's okay.
No.
I do it because I enjoy it. That's why I'm doing this. I enjoy doing it. And when I first did it, if you notice, I was real more lax. Like, whoever wants to come over, just grab a mic. Now we're getting like, okay, I want the sound. I'm starting to...
You're starting to
I want to improve. And especially after listening to Carl rip on people, like, man, I don't know. Everything he shits on is what I do. Like everything that he like verbal crutch words like and fucking. That's the one I used. Fucking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy, he's describing me. So
does Carl not swear?
Or he absolutely swears, but he's talking about crutch words like. I just said like.
Oh, instead of
like Anyway, 2 podcasts that I listen to. I like VGO. Certainly like Carl, but like. John and Michelle, you guys got to lighten up, man. You really ought to just, if I were you, instead of bitching on Twitter, I would go, or even if you're going to, I would go on a show to kind of, he'll let you explain yourself too. He'll let you talk. You don't have to shit on anybody else either if you don't want. I would love to shit on somebody else.
Yeah, I swear to God, if they're like, hey, we're going to rip on you and then we want you to do it to someone else, I'm like, my dream has come true.
Yeah. I get paid to make fun of you.
I mean, I'm telling you, even just one episode, it's like, I love that shit. Make fun of me all you want. It is fine with me.
Yeah, because I'm aware of what I can't do.
Exactly.
I'm not a great broadcaster. I have a terrible voice. I stutter. I drink when I'm on, so I don't finish my points.
60% of our humor is self-deprecating humor. That's the way we are. That's the way we've always been.
We might be too self-aware of a target for him then.
We don't take ourselves seriously. We never have.
No. And that's not to say we don't believe in what we do. I enjoy doing this, and I think about it, and I love doing it. But there's a lot of we're not pros.
No, because we record on we do a show on Saturday, and it's available to the masses on Sunday. By Monday, I'm thinking, man, I can't wait till Saturday.
Same here. I love it. I don't care if everybody hates it and we never grow a single other listener. I'm going to do it probably for a couple more years anyway. It's a way of venting. I like it.
Yep.
And if someone thinks it's shit and they do a podcast on how shitty it is, great. Because that's just going to get me more listeners.
Free advertising.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't either.
I don't care. But
Carl, make fun of us.
yeah, Carl, rip
Carl.
on me, motherfucker.
Go to these podcasts. You're awesome. I mean, you're terrible. I sure hope you don't make fun of us.
Yeah, I won't be able to handle it. I won't be able to take it, Carl.
That should do it.
Yeah, all right. Another thing I wanted to get into, speaking of VGO, who I still like, I like you, John and Michelle. You have a great show. I'm still going to be a fan. Just don't be so butthurt.
Stop.
Anyway, Google Stadia. What a fucking abortion this thing is going to be.
Oh, my God.
I looked at the pricing.
Yeah.
$120 per year. $120 per year. And they said, we're going to give you a game a month, give or take. Not for sure.
Yeah.
Give or take means probably not always one. That's what that means.
Yeah, but then again, maybe it could mean more than one.
Yeah, give or take. Well, Xbox, you get a guaranteed 2 and then sometimes a third.
If games with gold, yeah, it's always, as far as I know, 3.
And that's $60 a month.
Oh, actually, technically, because they do it every 2 weeks, the 1st and the 15th or 16th.
Actually, it's 4.
You get like 4 or 5 games a month.
4 or 5, yeah, you're right. Good. Glad you're here.
Yeah,
I forget that shit.
that's okay. I just looked at it yesterday. That's the only reason I remember.
That's why I pay him the big bucks, folks. Or
Yep.
Not at all. But we'll get around to it. We're going to make money.
We're going to make money. It's happening.
But, yeah, so for $60 a month, you get more games, and you also have, like, hardware. Like,
wait, did you say $60 a month?
I mean, a year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A year. Sorry.
I'm like, I thought we were going back to Stadia. But it's $60
Again, folks, I'm glad he's here.
$60 a year, yes.
$60 a year, and you get the 4 games, maybe 5, and you get a hardware where you can download the games. Stadia is 100% online. You don't get the hardware, and for the same price, $120 a year, you can have Game Pass, which is hundreds, like 100 plus games.
Yeah.
120 a year gets you 100 plus games, and it's a rotating. Each month they rotate new games. It's not always rotating. It's not a new catalog every month, but it's
they'll change 5 or 7, 8 games.
Yeah, they change 5, 10 games depending.
Yep.
It's a way better deal. Just get it. If you're wanting to go to the cloud, get an Xbox. People, fuck that Stadia shit.
Since we got the Game Pass, my son has played more video games in the last month than he probably has played in a year. I mean, not that he didn't play video games, but it was rare. Or he'd play stuff on his phone or on the computer. But on the Xbox, like literally every day, he's been playing something. He's really into Just Cause 4, which I don't know why, but
I played it a little. I got a. It was good, but it was I don't know. It's just not my thing.
And he went back to oh man, what did he start playing? Oh, Batman: Arkham Asylum.
I have the Arkham, the Return to Arkham. It's like a whole series. It's
So he started playing because he originally played Arkham Asylum on our 360, and then we got the 1, and he stopped playing it. So he just went back to it, and I'm telling you, it's the way better deal than the Stadia. It's so much better.
Yeah, if you're looking to cloud game, get an Xbox. The One X will go down in price when the new generation comes along. So then you have a pretty strong piece of hardware. It may not measure up to the PS5 or the Scarlet, but it's strong, and you can play games that are actually on your hard drive, which the Stadia don't offer, and you'll have you have a potential for the same price to play hundreds of games. Hundreds.
And it's a variety of games. It's
multiplayer, single players,
it's shooters, puzzle games.
Black Desert's on there. An MMO person, like say, like you don't have $1,500 to get your kid a real nice computer rig so he can play, MMOs.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of MMOs on consoles. Black Desert's on the Game Pass. You don't have to pay a dime. You pay the $10 a month. You get the Black Desert. Your kid can fucking crawl around playing an MMO. That's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap.
It's dirt cheap. Or
Planet Fitness membership cost gets you hundreds of games a month. Hundreds.
My wife and my daughter have been playing Cities Skyline. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Cities
Skyline. The Skyline edition. Anyway, they've been playing that. Dude, it's like world building, but it's like super, super. You go deep into it. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can, play for hours building new city every single time. They love it. So I'm just saying, there's a wide variety, not just for the guys, but for the women too. We sound like an Xbox advertisement.
Well, speaking of that, no, we're not.
Our first sponsorship.
Our first sponsorship. Phil Spencer has sent the check right now. Now, I'm just, in comparison to the Stadia.
I think we both, all of us, because even Stone said the same thing. It just seems like it's going to be just a complete clusterfuck with Stadia.
And they had issues with the streaming. Their little demo sucked.
Yep.
Xbox will do the cloud better. So if you like just the cloud, they'll do that better. And you'll also have the Game Pass, the same price of the Stadia, which doesn't get you barely anything. You can have the Game Pass.
Plus,
and for half the cost, you can have games with gold, which is online, and you get 4 or 5 a month. It's better no matter how you cut it. Half the price, get more.
Well,
pay the same price, get hundreds of games.
That was my other. I think most people's issue was when they announced Stadia. Was first of all, nobody knew the pricing at all for it. Now we start to know the pricing. We don't know the game, what kind of titles they're going to have. We know they're going to have Destiny. That's going to be one of their big ones. But other than that, do they have access to the same games? Are we getting the same games we get on the consoles?
Oh, the Stadia? Yeah, I don't know. I have
no
idea.
What I mean. No one knows.
No idea. I have no idea.
And this is supposed to be out in the next 3 months. They're talking November.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know that they have a couple exclusive deals potentially to Stadia, but it's not nearly as enticing. And when you're talking exclusives, like a game you can't get anywhere that's super high quality, well, then that's when PS4 comes in, or PlayStation. You want some games that you can't get on any other platform? Well, right now, that's PlayStation. Sony, they make the best shit. You like exclusives that you can't get anywhere, plus your multi-plats. Then to me, there is no version of it where I could think of a reason to buy this fucking thing. Cloud gaming, Xbox will do it better. Exclusives, PlayStation's going to do it better. You can play the Game Pass on your PC, so just stick with that. You don't need a fucking... I don't know. I don't think this is going to go well for Google. They got so much money, though, they can take the risk, though. It's worth a risk.
Well, and as far as... Because I know you can play it on multiple... You can play it on your TV, you can play it on your tablet, your phone, all this other stuff you can play your Stadia on. But you can do the same thing. You will be able to do the same thing with the Xbox, with the Game Pass and everything. You can play stuff on your phone. They're going to have all kinds of mobile complements.
Yeah, well, the initiative is called Play Anywhere. Xbox, Play Anywhere. They want Xbox. They don't care if you buy a console anymore. Phil Spencer doesn't give a fuck. He don't care if you're he wants you to be able to play your Game Pass on the Mac right here. Stream it. xCloud.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't care.
No, because the one little contraption I saw looked like the Xbox controller, but your phone fits into it. So basically, you're using your phone as a screen, but you're playing with an Xbox controller on your phone.
Exactly. Now
that sounds way cooler.
It's way better. They got it. They really need to get into the Asian market, because even me, I like the idea of portable gaming, but only to a point.
I've been to the Asian market before. It's over there.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yang Lim's Noodles.
No, it's literally called Asian Market. It's over.
Oh, I've never been there.
I'll tell you about it off the air.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
It's Asian Market.
Can I find me a wife, mail ordered?
They have a lot of stuff there.
Okay. Yeah, they oh shit, I yanked my thing out. Doesn't matter. I don't need headphones per se.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they want to break into the Asian market. Not the actual Asian market, over in Asia.
Yeah, because the people there, they have tight living quarters, and I'm not saying that to be mean. They have tight living quarters.
Oh, it's absolutely true.
And then they're on trains and public transit, and they want portable gaming over there. Because people here in Western countries get so pissed off when they see, Blizzard come out with a mobile game. Well, it ain't for you, dude. They know that we Westerners, including me, I want a big screen and I want to just sit on my couch.
Yeah.
PC guy wants that fucking crazy curved monitor in his face with the jet engine fucking PC he built. But over in Asia, where 17 people got to live in a 400 square foot apartment,
Yeah.
they want like a tight little unit.
Yeah.
A Nintendo Switch is probably too big for them. It's like,
It might be. That's why.
where can I put this big fucking thing?
That was another thing, because apparently they're making a Switch Mini, but don't understand that.
A Switch. It's for them. We don't need a Switch.
know.
Mini. Like a Switch. Like I've tried to play on I play Switch docked. I'm like fuck this shit. I'm not carrying this around. I'm playing it on my 55-inch TV.
I'm the same way usually. I have occasionally done it on the handheld, but
yeah,
it's not fun.
But again, different market. People could think of that. That's why Xbox is big into this, and Google is doing what they're doing. They're trying to delve into a different territory, as the Brits say.
I kind of wish they would just partnered with somebody and just develop something. That was me. I hit your couch.
I was like, huh.
Develop something with somebody who's already been in the game. Just expand on what Microsoft is already doing instead of doing something on their own. I don't think there's a market for them. People are going to get it. Don't get me wrong. People will do the Stadia because people are dumb. But
yeah, it's true.
Why not? I'd rather do it with somebody who's already doing it and has not perfected it, but has kind of streamlined it a little bit more. Microsoft's been in the game a lot longer. They've been working on this cloud for years, and besides Amazon Web developers, they're probably second with their cloud-based services and their infrastructure.
Absolutely.
Just latch onto them. Just make something. Instead of making something mediocre, make something awesome with somebody else.
Exactly. And I agree. I don't know. It's just like, because even PlayStation, their streaming service, which is PS Now, and it's $20 a month. Supposedly, it's pretty smooth. So Xbox is going to be even smoother than that. But Stadia, I guess, wasn't smooth at all.
Not what I saw. No.
No, it didn't look good. Did not look good. So I don't know. Now, I'm not someone that roots for failure, even though I have an issue with Google and they deplatform people and they want to turn YouTube into like some sort of network TV with no edgy anything.
Disney-fi.
Yeah, I still don't want them to fail, because ultimately I want the gaming technology pushed. I want the envelope to keep going. It's better for everybody. But
absolutely.
At the same time, I don't think they're going to do better than Microsoft. And it's not just because I'm an Xbox guy. I just don't think they can do it better than Microsoft. There's no evidence that I've seen that they will be able to even touch what Microsoft's going to do.
Especially if this is something that's supposed to launch. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's 3 months. It's like Thanksgiving they were talking about. It's before the holiday.
No, I don't see it being.
I don't either. But if they're still talking about it, man, you'd think they would have revealed some more games. The pricing they finally came out with. Do everything they possibly could to get this in people's heads that this is coming out and this is what we got, and it's the end of July and we know next to nothing about the whole thing.
No, we don't have any clue. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good. I really don't. And before we move on to our next subject, I have to pee.
Okay.
Again. Well, I haven't peed yet, but I will multiple times tonight. And we're back.
Mike's done peeing.
Done peeing. I wanted to talk about this as well, a very important subject that's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Daniel, or Danis as he's called online, from Sweden.
Okay.
Found Ultraviolet for me.
Oh, the movie you've been looking for.
I have a copy of Ultraviolet. Finally.
I think we need to explain. This isn't the 2006 Mila Jovovich crap fest movie Ultraviolet.
No. This is Isai Morales of Bad Boys fame and La Bamba fame.
Yeah, he played his brother, Richie's brother.
He played Bob.
Bob, thank you. I could not think of that name for some reason.
Anyways, this movie was on HBO years ago in the 90s. And it was I watched it with my uncles a couple times because we always thought it was a funny movie. Not supposed to be funny, but it became funny.
It was like Boogie Nights. It wasn't supposed to be as funny as you thought it was.
Me and a couple of friends of mine had also seen it. So Esai Morales is basically a psychotic killer raper.
Yeah.
And he finds this blonde girl and her husband in the middle of Death Valley, California, hottest place on earth. And there's some sort of scientists where they study, the topography. Who fucking knows? They're surveyors.
Maybe they're like seismologists or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And because, again, I haven't watched it since I was, basically 14 years old or something. And long story short, he captures her and takes her as a slave. Or he captures her, and his behavior gets more and more erratic, and he has an obsession with her, but she keeps rejecting him.
Yeah,
because he's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And she's got a husband that he took her from.
He doesn't kill the husband; he just takes her from the husband.
Yeah, the movie is him. The movie is him, the husband tracking where they're going to try to get her back.
Okay.
But since it's in the middle of Death Valley and nobody lives out there, there's no help. Okay? And he's just trying to find her. And there's one scene where she finds a steak knife, and they're in some sort of, I don't know what you call it, like those pools. It's not really a pond, but like the pools, like in Iceland they have them, like the geyser pools.
Oh, yeah.
But they're in one of those type of pool
like
thing.
A spring?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And she finds a steak knife somehow, and she takes her top off, and she tries to lure him over to have sex with her, but she's got the steak knife dug into like the dock, like a wooden dock. When she lures him over to like start screwing her, she'll bring the knife out. Well, Esai Morales starts fucking her so hard that she can't grip the knife, and it falls down. And so it goes from a fake luring him over to a rape, and she's like crying because she dropped the knife. And
who's the blonde?
Chris. Her name is Chris in the movie. I don't know the actress. I don't know who plays.
Oh, okay.
But her name, and for years, my buddies that saw it and everybody, and even your brother, I got him on it, even though he never seen the movie. Anybody named Chris, my coworker.
Oh yeah,
Chris,
that's right.
My coworker Chris, he's always in the high-low. Every time we drive by, I go, Chris. I say it like how he does because he's so obsessed with her, and he just so. From now on, from the rest of my life, when I say the name Chris, whether it's a male or female, I say it like Esai Morales from that movie. This is a totally uninteresting subject to any of you, but I'm just telling you, I finally have a copy of the fucking movie.
This is great because you've been talking about it for years, and I even tried looking for it for you again after the last show we recorded. I tried looking for it again, and I could not find a copy. But a lot of those movies are really big in Europe, so that's why you probably there's more of a market for people to actually find it over there.
Yep. So Daniel sent it to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Sweden. Thank you very much, because now I have it.
That's why, and I talk about this I think I've talked about this 2 weeks in a row now. Well, I could not find a copy of the Dolph Lundgren classic "I Come in Peace." Like, I couldn't find a good copy of it. I was like, why can't I find this movie?
Oh, yeah.
It came, with Matthias Hughes and...
Yeah, I know where you're going with it, but I'll let you say it.
But I couldn't find it. It's because it's only called that here. In Europe and everywhere else, it's called Dark Angel. So that's why it's so much trouble finding it. But that's the way it is. A lot of these movies that we remember seeing here, they might have limited release. We can't find it here. But they can definitely find it in Europe.
Yep, and he found it. And he showed me shared the file, and now I have it.
Does quick important question? Does Ultraviolet have boobs in it?
See, I don't remember tits because remember I'm 14. I just know the scene where she takes her top off, but I can't remember the tits themselves.
I want to know who the lady is.
She is a blonde-haired woman that has frizzy hair. Even though it's blonde and thin, somehow it's still frizzy. I can't think of her name.
I'm going to find it out. I'm going to do it.
The thing is, it's probably someone who's famous. It's just she was at start, and I just am not. You got to remember, I'm going off pure memory of 14-year-old me. This is 26 years.
Nope, I've never heard of that woman.
No,
Patricia Healy.
She's been in stuff, I think.
No, I don't know who she is.
I don't know. Well, anyway, I don't want to give away spoilers, but I'll give away another funny scene of it. So they're in the middle of the desert, and they go to some redneck bar.
Mm-hmm.
And they need money because they're running out of stuff because they're in the middle of the desert. So they go into this redneck bar, and Isai Morales prostitutes her to a guy at this bar, this redneck guy. And the redneck guy takes her in the room, and she's like, "Oh, thank God, he's crazy. He's gonna kill me." And this guy's like, "Ain't life a bitch?" He doesn't
care.
He doesn't care. He just wants the pussy. He's like, hey, and he's like, basically he's now going to rape her. But Isai Morales' jealousy takes over, and he comes in and saves her from the guy that he prostituted her to for money.
Did he get the money though?
Yeah, he got the money.
Oh, he got the money, and she didn't give it up.
And the story goes on.
I'm looking up the guy that directed this movie, Mark Griffiths. He directed Hard Bodies 1 and 2.
Nice.
Those classic films. But that actress, I have no idea who that is.
I don't even remember if she was all that hot or...
She was in Heat?
Was she?
What?
No way. I didn't know that.
I have no idea who this woman is. She was in Heat? She was in The Bodyguard?
Oh, I guess she made some movies. I didn't know that.
She was in NYPD Blue?
I only know her as Chris.
Honestly, I didn't remember where that came from. I remember you said it all the time, but I didn't remember what it came from.
See, the thing is, I can't, like... I go on and on about like how I love the movie so much. It's not so much about the movie, it's just the impact of Chris. Like for years, that's just how I said people's names named Chris because of that movie.
And it, like you said, it probably wasn't a great movie. I'm gonna have to check it out.
I would probably watch it, and when I'm watching it, I'm probably not going to enjoy it at all. 40-year-old me will not enjoy it.
Not like 14-year-old you.
No,
but it was probably it's just something. Maybe because the fact that you watched it with your uncles and stuff, it's just something that stuck in your head.
Chris getting fucked against a dock, and she drops her steak knife. Chris,
classic scene.
Yeah,
the old rape/knife dropping from the dock scene.
Those were the days.
Such an 80s trope.
An early 90s trope.
Hey, I got a question. We're talking about movies. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any movies that or shows or anything that you fall asleep to no matter what? Like to actually help you fall asleep?
There is one. Well, it's a YouTube guy.
Oh,
now he's a really cool guy and interactive, and I just watch it because maybe it's because I'm so fat, but he does food challenges, and his name's Randy Santel. And what Randy does is he goes all over the world to these restaurants that construct these food challenges where if you eat the meal, you get it free.
Yeah. Or
you get a T-shirt or whatever.
Kind of like the Man versus Food guy.
He's doing exactly what that guy's doing.
Okay.
It's that. He admits to being totally inspired by that guy.
All right.
Alan Rickman, is that his name?
Adam Rickman.
Whatever.
Alan Rickman was Snape in the Hans Gruber.
Oh, yeah. What do you call it? Sheriff of Nottingham.
Sheriff of Nottingham, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know.
So it's like Adam Richmond, but Randy Santel?
Randy Santel. Man, I keep fucking up tonight. Whatever. Randy Santel, he does these eating challenges, and for whatever reason, I watch them before I go to bed. I mean, I'm not saying that they put me to sleep outright, but when I go to bed, it's like a ritual. I just watch whatever challenge he does.
No, that makes sense to me. And have you seen them before, or are you watching repeats?
I watch some repeats, yeah.
My thing was more, I call them, and I actually made a playlist on one of my my movie server called Nap Movies. So if I want to take a nap or something, because I don't have a TV in my bedroom at all, because I knew I would just keep watching TV and I wouldn't actually go to sleep. But if I want to take a nap, I might take a nap on the couch or wherever somebody isn't, basically. So I made a playlist called Nap Movies, and they're all movies that I've seen before, a bunch. But I turn one on, and because I have seen it, it just turns into background noise because there's no surprises. It's just basically almost like you know what's going to happen, oh, there's a funny part. Oh, I know what's happening in this part. You already know what's happening, so it's almost like a just background noise, and it puts you to sleep. And I have a whole playlist of all these movies. It's like 14 hours worth of movies that just put me to sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Examples.
Samples. Originally, the Back to the Future trilogy wasn't in there. Just Back to the Future itself was. But since now I've seen the other two close to the same amount as the first one, they're in the playlist. The Nicolas Cage classic, National Treasure.
Oh, yeah.
Not because it's a great movie, but because I've seen it a bunch of times, and I'll stand on this hill. I still think it's a good movie. I will fight over National Treasure.
And it has a calming effect on you.
And it's almost like, yeah, I know every single minute of that movie now. But so even if I'm sleeping, when I wake up, I know exactly what's happened already. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, because it just basically it's not just I'm hearing in my sleep. I know what's happening.
And to your point about like because you know where it's going.
Yeah.
I notice if it's a YouTube video that I haven't watched or a movie I haven't seen, if it comes to an interesting point, it'll actually re-wake you, or it can wake, or you don't get sleepy because you're kind of riveted by it. So it is a bad idea.
You don't want anything that's going to pique your interest. You just want something that's comforting, almost.
Yeah, you don't want to like if it's a content creator that I really like or a movie that I haven't seen. If it's something new, you don't want to watch it if you know it's going to get your attention because you will not sleep.
In fact, I have access to my server. I can.
But Randy's stuff, it could be a new eating challenge, but he kind of has this cadence and rhythm to him. I don't know. It's not that he's boring. But
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's just my ritual. Now I have my that's when I go to bed for the night. Now when I come home from work, a ritual is Revenge of the Sis, which are the guys that ripped on Brendan Schaub.
Yes, they
come on at 4:00 our time. So they come on at 4:00 Eastern time.
Yeah,
and they just rip on people. And even though it's new content and it's funny, for some reason, it's zen enough for me. Even though they're shitting on people, another roast type of show, I still can. I watch them as I nap right here on my couch.
Gotcha.
About 15 minutes.
I probably do. I mean, I probably anywhere from half an hour to an hour. But I know what you're saying. It's just a quick. To me, that's a quick nap because if I sleep 5 hours at night, I'm doing good. So basically, it's kind of plug that gap before I go to bed the next night,
Yeah, I do a 15-minute to sometimes 45-minute nap after work, and I get about 5 or 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
full night.
Exactly.
That's about it.
And actually, they say if you're going to do a power nap, 20 minutes, 25 minutes is probably top end of that anyways. You want to hear the movies on my nap list?
Sure.
I told you National Treasure. I recently added National Treasure 2, but not because I've watched it, but I haven't watched it to
I've
the same.
not seen Nat 2.
That one's not as good, and I only put it on there because I was like, I've seen it enough now where I should be able to, know everything that's going on. But okay, so National Treasure 1 and Dose, the Back to the Future trilogy, the Val Kilmer flick, Real Genius,
phenomenal movie,
fantastic.
That
soundtrack.
one I love.
The soundtrack on that movie is
Tears
awesome.
for Fears.
Tears for Fears, a bunch of other stuff.
Phenomenal.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Awesome.
I didn't do Bogus Journey because I've only seen it probably 10 times. It's not enough. I haven't seen it enough.
Like I was talking about this in the movies that a lot of people like. That me and your brother, we were going back and forth about in our little Radio Underground chat.
Yeah,
that we have going.
Yep.
And Bogus Journey is, to me, only an okay movie. I don't like it. Like, Excellent Adventure, I love. Flat out love.
No, I do too.
Bogus Journey was... It's not bad. I'm not saying it's a movie that, like, it wasn't any good at all. But it's not... It didn't have the same effect. There are people who like Bogus Journey more because it's station.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
There are people, though, that do.
Here's my opinion on it. I saw it opening weekend when it came out with Frank.
In the air guitar contest.
And then air guitar contest.
Yeah.
I did not like it when I saw it. Okay, at first. I saw it again a couple years later because I was like 12 when it came out, basically. Saw it again a couple years later, 15. I was like, yeah, okay. I did not watch it again until after I had kids. I like it more now as I'm getting older because I think it's more. It's a darker comedy.
It's dark.
And I like dark comedy.
Yep.
But it will never compare to the first one. I just appreciate it more because to me it's a little bit harder to do that kind of black comedy than it is to just do regular comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I give it a pass and I like it. Let me see what else is on here. The best video game movie ever, Mortal Kombat.
Sure, without question.
There's no argument from anybody because you're wrong. Detective Pikachu doesn't count. So because there's going to be some new people that say that. No, Detective Pikachu doesn't count. And the rollerblading legendary movie Airborne.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I've seen it about 100 times. And
introduced the world to Jack Black.
Jack Black's in it. Seth Green's in it.
I don't know that was his first movie, but it was the first time I personally saw Jack Black.
It's a great. It's. I don't care if Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 29. Rotten Tomatoes is wrong. It's so much better than that. And
Blake was such a dick.
He's such a Blaine.
Blaine. Snake was the
Snake was
the Mexican guy. I like Snake.
I watched that guy in another show that just came out on Netflix. I don't remember what it's called, but he's in it, and he looks exactly the same now, and it's been 25 years.
Snake hasn't aged.
Snake hasn't aged. He's gotten a little heavier, but he hasn't aged. Was watching it every time I watch it. Not that I find something new, but Airborne. It was like music by Stuart Copeland, and I'm like, hey, that name sounds familiar. I look it up. Stuart Copeland's from the fucking Police. The guy from the band The Police did the music to Airborne.
He's sort of a name.
Yeah,
sort of a name.
He's not Sting.
He's not Sting.
But he's the other guy I know from the Police. There's 3 of them, and I know 2 of them. He's the second guy I know. Nigel's I don't even know who the third guy is.
Nigel Nigington.
Nigel Nigington. So that's my list. And it's like 16 hours worth of movies. I could just turn one on. I put on shuffle, and it plays a random one because I'm going to fall asleep to them. Mortal Kombat's probably the one I have the most trouble because of music. You know that
it's too. That I do find odd because very up tempo.
It is very up tempo,
intense.
And I can't figure that one out, but I will fall asleep to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, sure.
Not that's not a. I'm not making fun of the movie. It's so terrible it makes me fall asleep. No, it's a comforting movie. Maybe it's the same thing with you in Ultraviolet. It's just kind of a nostalgia thing. It's something I know, and that's what it is. So that's how I get lazy. Is I watch one of those movies.
Hey man, those are great. And speaking of things that zen you out, zen peaceful type stuff.
Yeah, we're all about that.
I think it's I think it's official though. I think Keanu Reeves has reached Mr. Rogers, Steve Irwin, Bob Ross status. I think he's them guys of our time. I think he's in the Irwin, Ross, Rogers class. I think he is. I
would agree with that. He's very zen-like. I don't know what it is about Keanu now. Everybody we know has always loved Keanu.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I have friends, hardline right-wingers, left-wingers, centrist, people that aren't political at all, people that are goofy, on drugs, straight, narrow, whatever. Everybody, when I put his picture up on the Radio Underground page, everybody's like, yeah, man, I fucking love that guy. Everybody loves him.
Everybody loves Keanu.
He is the Irwin, Rogers, Ross class of human. He really is.
I'm going to go back to Keanu in a second, but do you think Tom Hanks is in that? Everybody likes Tom Hanks.
Sure.
But is it, and I think it was Amanda, my sister-in-law, who brought it up. Tom Hanks. Somebody made fun of him. Somebody said they hate Tom Hanks on one of the message boards she was on, doing something on. And that shocked me. But I don't, I think everybody likes Tom Hanks. I don't know if everybody loves Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody loves Keanu.
Yeah, Hanks is just like...
I love Tom Hanks.
The fun time uncle. Everybody likes him.
No, and this is no joke, and I swear on this. I was working, and I just moved to the place. So it's probably like 09. And no, it had to be before that, 07, 06, something like that. And I got it in my head, I'm like, it was kind of like in the same tradition as they show a Christmas Story for 24 hours on Christmas on TBS or TNT or whatever. I said to one of my coworkers, I'm like, they need to have Hanksgiving where they show a slew of Tom Hanks movies on Thanksgiving. The same thing. 24 hours of Tom Hanks movies. I literally sent an email to something at TBS or TNT or one of them, I cannot remember which one, from my work email suggesting this. And it wasn't a thing at this point. Not that it didn't turn into a thing as far as them showing the movies. But also a couple years ago, people started talking about Hanksgiving or T. Hanks giving you the finger because there's this meme of him driving by people and flipping them off on the freeway as a joke. I'm not taking credit for it, but I think I kind of invented Hanksgiving, and I'm not getting the credit I deserve for it.
Well, you have a forum right here, right now, with our large audience of a few.
Because, like, Tom Hanks, and I'm not talking about the big movies. I like Big. Big's a good movie. Forrest Gump's one of my favorite movies, but not just even Forrest Gump. Apollo 13's great. I like the weird ones he's in. I absolutely love The Burbs. I think it's one of the best movies ever.
The Burbs... It is. I went to see that at Macomb Mall.
Yeah,
and that movie, again, you have an affinity for dark comedies,
and it is.
It is a dark comedy.
That
again,
Joe versus the Volcano, which I haven't seen as much. And I actually remember I made a song about Joe versus Volcano at one point because I had the same music program as you. I actually bought it because you inspired me to buy it.
Yeah, sure.
And I made a song called Brain Cloud, and it had clips from that, and it was awesome to the point where a buddy of ours who was a DJ wanted to borrow it and use samples from it. I don't know if he ever did, but I sent him a copy of it.
Oh, yeah. Busy, Mr. Busy.
And I no longer have any copies of that song. I wish I
Mr. Busy's still rocking, man.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, we want to talk about Twitter followers. He's got double your sister.
Yeah, because he shares real funny videos.
He does. But anyways.
And he had a bunch of, remember when Vine was big?
Oh, yeah, he had a lot of
Lee
Vines.
had a bunch of Vines, too.
Well, that was my idea. It wasn't necessarily because, you know, all these other networks, they own the rights to Forrest Gump or they own the rights to Apollo 13. But you could, like, totally have a Hanksgiving where you show, like, Splash, Burbs, Joe versus the Volcano, all these smaller movies. Big, you know, Big was a big movie.
Punchline.
Punchline could be in there because you need to break up all the comedy. And that movie was funny.
And that bombing scene, though,
oh my God.
That's the cringiest cringe ever. It's like, it's funny. It's funny.
But it was really good, though.
Because he's having a mental breakdown.
Radio Flyer, because he's in it for 5 minutes.
Radio Flyer,
don't show that.
man.
But just those movies, I love those Tom Hanks movies. I love the stuff he did later on, and some of the stuff I've seen him in, you know, last couple of years, he's great, but they're not the same type. I'm talking about those type of Hanks movies for Hanksgiving.
Hanksgiving, baby.
I didn't get any credit for that, and I think Superstation stole the idea.
You deserve it. Well, you know another thing, and this was me, you, and your brother. It was. And I'm not talking about the band thing with Skarnak when we covered the song. I'm talking about just us laughing about the scene. The Tim Capello sweaty sax guy. He's now known as the sweaty sax guy to millennials.
Yeah.
But when that whole thing where we made fun of his dance moves, we would go bowling and we would do the saxophone move across.
Backwards.
Yeah. We were doing the Capello before anybody was.
Like 97, 98.
Yeah, we were way into Capello before
we loved
any
the
of
Lost
it.
Boys, man.
Yeah, and we ain't getting no credit.
No.
We even covered the song in, 99?
99 to 2000.
Yeah, we covered the song.
We covered that song.
But
and no one knew it. How about, at that point, it was so little known that we covered the song, and people we knew thought it was an original song by us.
Yeah.
It was like many, many moons later when we finally played it with a band
that recognized it.
That recognized that was not a cover song.
Yeah,
or that was a cover song.
And it was a guy in a relatively, locally famous band. He's like, hey, dude, that Lost Boys song was great.
And we like flipped out like, oh my God, you're the first person.
Like, we never said anything, but you noticed it finally.
Oh my God.
Kat, if you step on my keyboard, I'm going to feed you to a Vietnamese family. Don't do it.
It's going to happen.
Don't. She's walking right across my desk. Don't.
Is that the diabetic cat?
Yeah, I think she's got diabetes. Because where she was real fat, and then all of a sudden the weight comes off like nothing.
Well, I'm saying if they cook her, at least she'll have some flavoring.
Yeah.
Because of the sugar.
Yeah, the sugary taste. Yeah.
Like orange chicken.
Yeah. She'll taste like Panda Express.
Dude, you can buy their orange sauce in a bottle. Have you ever bought it from the store?
No, I've just had the orange chicken. That's all.
Oh my god,
I've never done the.
My wife made stir fry yesterday, and we had some orange sauce with a little bit of sriracha. It was so good.
It's just candy.
It really is.
That's all it
That's
is.
why I'm like I put the smallest amount on there, but yeah, Tom Hanks. Oh, Keanu. Keanu's like, yeah, he's like Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he's
like
that
godlike
level.
now.
Yeah, he's a deity basically.
I thought about this before. You know, people always want to talk to these famous people about these movies, and they want to talk about it's like, oh, you know, Bill and Ted, and this and all these big movies you've been in, The Matrix. Do you know if I had 5 minutes to talk to Keanu Reeves, what movie I would talk about?
What?
Permanent Record.
See, I've never saw that.
Dude, it's about his friend, whose name I can't remember now. But his friend
River Phoenix?
No. This is before River Phoenix even died or anything. It was 1988.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Permanent Record.
Yeah.
Like his friend
suicide, right?
Yeah, and he jumps off the cliff, and he's like, what? He's hiding behind the rock, and he jumps up, and all of a sudden he's gone because his friend jumped off a cliff. Yeah. But
he
even
didn't
more
scream
than that,
on the way down, and
dude,
he told that.
If these people, there's always been people that criticize his acting. He's kind of wooden. He can't really emote anything. It looks kind of fake sometimes when he does this stuff. Maybe watch Permanent Record. It's his finest, in my opinion, finest acting job.
Well,
ever.
The scene was him like seeing his buddy standing by a cliff, and they're drunk or he's drunk.
Yeah,
and so he does the like whatever. I'm gonna be goofy and duck and hide from him real quick.
Yeah,
and then when he looks back, his buddy's gone.
It just jumped off a cliff into the ocean.
And then he told people he didn't scream on the way down, and then the family got mad at him and didn't want to believe it.
Well, and then later on when he's driving the car and he's wasted drunk, and he almost hits his best friend's little brother who's in the street for some stupid reason, and then he misses him, and that's when the dad like says, "Well, you almost killed my son, you drunk son of a bitch." He's like, and he starts hugging the guy's dad. He's like, I didn't know. It's his best acting ever. Watch it, Permanent Record with Keanu Reeves. And I'm not like joke. It is literally the finest emotional acting Keanu Reeves has ever done in his entire life.
Even better.
If I could talk to him for 5 minutes, I would bring up that movie.
Even better than Parenthood.
I love Parenthood. Actually, that's one of my favorite movies.
Well, he kind of played a kind of a dunce.
He kind of played a version of Ted.
Yeah, it was like, and then he was a drag racer, and then he wrecks, and then they're worried about him being dead, and he's like, "Did I win?"
Yeah, and that was after they found out she's pregnant, and that was the way they found out.
And then his girlfriend was that chick who's
Goonies.
Yeah, in the Goonies, and she's like not hot, but for whatever reason is to me. I don't get it.
Martha Plimpton?
Yeah. She's got that weird vibe. I don't
know what it is about
Maybe
her.
I'm a creep.
She's attractive.
I'm a creep.
No. I get it. Maybe it's more of a personality thing. Because looks.
I like that bitchy, like I'm smarter than you, cunty behavior.
Hey,
I like that on a woman.
You know what? Goonies made me think of something else. And this is something that Stones posted on his Facebook page, talking about Stranger Things jumping the shark with that scene.
Yeah.
Here's my defense for that scene. And one of our other friends kind of defended it too. But I'm going to defend it a little bit differently. The whole show has been about 80s tropes for 3 years now.
Sure. Went from Poltergeist to
Yep.
to Predator to everything, yeah.
Here's why I don't think that the never-ending story singing part between Dustin and Susie is jumping the shark. There are many 80s movies where there's some kind of musical thing that happens for no reason, basically, to further the story. I'm going to bring up some examples. Goonies. Why the hell is there a fucking piano recital in the middle of the movie when the Fratellis are about to kill them? When they play the Skull and Bones piano. Gotta play this piano or you're gonna die. Okay, so they all just have to play the piano. Even though the Fratellis are right there and the ground is literally falling out from under them. But you gotta play this piano or else the movie doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. Another example. Adventures in Babysitting. You ain't getting out of this club until you sing a blues song.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me going about
Elizabeth Shue. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up that way, but
I want to do.
They have to sing a song, and it starts off. And it's like they can't sing the blues. This is Chicago. You white people aren't going to sing the blues well. They kill it. Well, they don't kill it, but they do a good enough job where they get out of that club. Another one, Ghostbusters 2. The only way we can defeat this stuff that's covering the museum because of Vigo is by making the Statue of Liberty walk. Well, it's not going to walk unless we slime it and play this music. What I'm saying is, that isn't that them singing the song at that exact point to break up the tension is nothing new in 80s media.
You forgot one part.
What I forget?
Top that.
And, that made no sense.
Teen Witch. Amniotic, symbiotic. She's
like
just
just-
rapping.
What words end with otic?
I know.
We need those.
I don't give a fuck about a try. She didn't say fuck. It was, I don't give up about a try to top that.
It was exactly.
So it's like,
No, that might not have been as necessary as the other ones because it didn't save anybody. Well, no, it kind of saved her.
and then when they were both,
It gave her confidence.
and when they were reflecting on it, like the actors now, I saw like a recent interview. He's like, and the one guy said, like that played the male character.
Yeah.
It's Beretta's son. What's the actor's? Beretta?
Oh, Robert Blake.
Yeah, it's Robert Blake's son.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was like, he's like, well, white people really didn't rap at the time, and I'm thinking the Beastie Boys did, but whatever, man. But he's like, white people at the time didn't rap, so we didn't really know what we were. He's like the whitest guy in the world. Like, we didn't really know what we were getting into with this, and I was like, first of all, dude, the Beastie Boys are around, but whatever. It just when them reflecting on it was funny because he's like they're super dorky people. But it was funny though.
I don't see where it's at. It honestly,
automatic, systematic. I don't even know those are the words. I'm just thinking.
No,
of
that sounds like the words.
I'm just thinking of the little Jewish girl walking towards him. Automatic. It's like
Amniotic.
embryonic.
Any word that ends with ick.
Yeah.
We had to fit
Sound
into
like a
this.
Sepultura song.
But the fact that maybe it was annoying. Maybe that part was annoying. I actually thought it was. I laughed my ass off when they said.
But it's I'm trying to back you up here.
No, I know you are.
The 80s.
But as far as Stones saying it jumped the shark, dude, that wasn't a jumping the shark moment. Okay, that was them breaking up a tense moment with something that needed it, and they used song, which is quite prevalent in 80s movies. So I disagree with you a lot.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And
I miss you, Stones.
and by the way, I agree with you.
Thank you.
Now, the point, though, like, for the 80s tropes, the singing, the Red Dawn, the Poltergeist, you know how each season kind of takes on a new thing.
Yes.
What's going to be the next?
Well, you know what?
What 80s trope can they do?
I don't know what tropes are going to do, but I've heard some potential rumors for the storyline for season 4, and it could be a big one, like the big one.
Tell me.
Well, and again, no one knows because they haven't started filming yet, but they're talking about an October filming. But think about it: each one is taking place in a different year.
Sure.
They're going into 1986 now. Hop or somebody is in Russia. What happened in Russia in 1986? I'll give you a hint.
No. You don't need to say it. I'll tell you. It's one of two things.
Yeah.
Rocky fought Drago.
That also happened. So that's a really good one. I didn't even think about that.
But the Chernobyl explosion?
The theory is Elle somehow causes Chernobyl with her powers.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I was like, holy crap. But then again,
So they could have Hop for some
Ivan
Russian.
Drago's awesome too, though.
Yeah. See, I don't know that that's 86. That was a guess, but I know the Chernobyl thing. The Chernobyl.
I think Rocky 4 was 86, if I'm not mistaken.
It might have been. But either thing you can go with
85. But they can still talk about it because they have an 85 and they're in 85. Now
Chernobyl,
going in
though.
86. That's one of the theories. Again, we won't know forever unless they get it out quickly. Hopefully next summer.
Hot tub time machine. You Ruski fucks. They had the Chernobyl energy drink. The Ruskies, man. So yeah, there's so many things and then you can go into 87 and 88. Like they could really go through the 80s.
They could, but by most accounts, they had always talked about 4 seasons, and then they kind of talked about possibly 5. I don't know if they go much further than 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about Stranger Things again for like the 3rd week in a row.
As long as they can keep Winona Ryder from stealing shit, they can keep going.
Or
but
shooting
people. That's funny how
balls.
people forget that. And like I was trying to tell my nephew about that. I'm like, because they watch it. I'm like, do you guys know that the Joyce, the mom, she was like a shoplifter.
Yeah, she got in big trouble for it.
And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah. She was already a millionaire actress, but she's a fucking shoplifter. And he's like, what? They're like, why? Why would she say, like, it's the thrill, I guess. I don't know. She was stealing shit. I know she's been, like, and not a few things. She got fucking, like, caught stealing shit.
Yeah, like many, many dollars worth of stuff. Like thousands.
That she could have easily bought.
She could have just bought it. And like you said, it must just be the thrill of
absolutely
the kleptomania, basically.
Yeah, the thing is, like I was going on about how good she looks for her age. And
Yeah.
she does.
She does.
But why I'm not, like, really actually attracted to her, even though she's a pretty woman, is she looks like one of her aunts.
She looks like her aunt. Exactly.
We have an aunt, and me and Brian are cousins. Our mom's sister, who's her age is between my mom and his mom, she looks just like her.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
And it's weird. I was like, yeah,
No.
Winona Ryder. That's why I've never been attracted to Winona Ryder.
It's exactly why. And I swear to God, I thought we had talked about that before, but maybe we didn't.
And I can't tell the story, but there was a certain singer to a female band, a female lead singer to a band that tried to drag your brother into a tour bus. And I won't ever tell the story because if he's ever back, I don't want him to tell the story.
Yeah.
Who it was. But his reasoning why he wouldn't fool around with her was that same thing. It reminded him of that aunt.
I'll
this woman.
We'll talk about it off the air.
Yeah.
Because I want to confirm it. But
yeah.
She have dark hair?
I'll tell you who it is. But the song is, I randomly, the day he got married, I put it on his wall. I guess you have to say goodbye. And I played the song. But because I don't want to ruin
yeah, just don't ruin the story. We'll talk about it. I want him to tell the story.
Yeah.
So, well, just tell me who it is off the air.
Yeah, it's funny. I got to pee. I'll tell you who it is when I got to pee. Anyway, hold on. So, yeah, that's basically the story of our cousin nearly getting Harvey Weinstein by a...
Well, your cousin, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My cousin. Well, he's been on here. Craig.
Yeah.
Being Harvey Weinstein by a famous alternative singer. Well, she was famous in the late 90s, I believe, or mid 90s.
Probably, yeah, like late 90s, maybe early 2000s.
And it creeped him out. So enough about...
And she was Canadian.
Yep. But enough about women that remind us of her aunt.
It's not Shania Twain.
No. Not that big.
Because then he would get
I would have told that story right away. I would have made... Like, I would have... like, Shania Twain trying to bless Craig. The day he came over, I would have immediately told that story. It's not that famous, but famous enough where I would say 80% of you will know the song if I said this is the song.
Yeah, because I remember they had another song, and I can't remember what the song was.
Yeah, but she tried to nab your brother.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't. But I wanted to, I guess we can segue off that.
Yeah.
And then go into, hold on a second. Shit. I hit my bullet points.
It's okay. Is that Area 51 stuff died down yet?
No.
Dude,
Nick
keeps talking about that stuff. Well, never mind. I'm sorry.
Well, no, we can talk about that. You're not getting in there. We know that. And you're going to get killed.
You're going to die. They have like Ed 209s from RoboCop and shit.
And it keeps growing. And they showed the guy that started the movement, and the guy has like literally LARPing armor on.
He's wearing a Naruto outfit, and he does the Naruto run. I'm not joking.
It's like, dude, you're not making it.
And actually,
Naruto, they scramble a jet. You're fucked. You were fucked, dude.
He said when he started it was kind of tongue in cheek, and then a bunch of other people kind of took it seriously and just ran with it. And he was like, shit, what did I start? But he's part of it. He's like, yeah, let's do it. But he didn't expect it to get that big.
I don't see. The thing was, for a while there, I was dabbling in the libertarianism, like let people do what they want. Well, you know what? I want law and order. I don't want drugs legal. I don't want fireworks legal. And I don't want you to be able to go to a secret military base where we're keeping our secrets from our competitors. Stay the fuck away from the base. You deserve to die if you try to go.
America.
We have to rule. You got to rule with discipline. Everybody can't do everything they want. I don't believe in everybody doing whatever they want all the time. I don't believe in it no more.
Because even if it's the low end of
law and order,
the low end of what you think they're doing, and they're just developing new technologies there, stuff that we use every day. Maybe that's where they developed smartphones and the stuff we use every single day now. Even if they're just doing that, and there's no alien, no weapons, nothing involved, you still don't want them advertising it to everybody, because then you get all the industrial espionage and you got somebody else trying to steal that technology for themselves, different countries. It's going to end up across the world no matter what.
Look what's happened to the West since the Chinese have a bunch of manufacturing. Fucking we suffered for a long time and probably still will. They're a big player now.
Yeah.
Not to mention they've dammed up every river, man. China's fucked. Like the Yangtze River, like all the fish are dying and shit.
Oh God.
You want to talk about environmental issues, dude. You think you get mad at America? At least we got like Montana and Idaho where there's like clean rivers, dude. In China, everything is fucked.
And I think doesn't Yangtze translate into yellow?
Oh, that fucker's gold now.
It's gold.
And you could probably light that on fire.
It is bad.
Or it was like a running joke here that the Rouge River here in Detroit caught on fire because it's so contaminated that it fucking caught on fire.
I remember that a little bit, but I remember when Lake Erie literally caught on fire outside of Cleveland.
No, Rouge River caught on fire literally, and I know for sure Lake Erie as well.
Oh, I didn't remember
they both
Rouge,
caught on fire.
That's the Yangtze is way worse than any of those two.
Way worse. I think they said like, that big plastic thing that's like, I don't know, they said it's the size of a state or something. It's floating around the Pacific. It's like a plastic mass.
Yeah.
It's where everything just like
the garbage.
Yeah, just gathers up, and it's literally the size of like Vermont or something. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I think like 83% of it or some shit is from China. 83%.
Yeah, that's why when they have the Olympics there, people were wearing the masks and stuff because the smog is so bad there in Beijing. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and like you get people, I try to.
I don't want people to think we're attacking China.
I'm not attacking China,
lose.
but
they got
my point
people.
is that, without trying to get super political, I mean, I have very strong viewpoints, but I try to avoid it here because this is a fun place. I try to be fun here.
Yeah.
But when they go on about like carbon emissions and global warming and all this, like Westerners, like here, America and Europe, we're not fucking all that much. There's not that many kids. We're not having that many kids. These other places, they're having lots of kids. We're not doing it. And we're not polluting that much comparatively to some of these other places.
No, not at all.
So just like, and I see like these blonde white people going on about pollution. And it's not like, you're okay. You're fine. Our rivers are relatively clean. Talk to people from India. They just fucking dump shit right in. They shit on the street.
India's I know I've talked about it in the podcast early on, one of the first episodes. I would literally go anywhere in the world on a trip, anywhere pretty much. The places you can't go because you'll die, because like obviously you can't go to Korea or North Korea, place like that. But the places you can safely
go to Liberia or something.
The places you can safely travel to, with no
immediate death threat.
India, which I guess counts all those parts you don't want to go to, I would never go there. Like, you could pay me, say, here, we'll pay for your trip, and here's $50,000. Go on a trip to India. I'm like, no
way.
I would go anywhere else in the world.
No fucking way.
And I got into a debate with a coworker about it. I'm like, Australia. He's like, Australia is the worst. There's all kinds of deadly stuff there. But you know what else there is there?
No.
Beaches and nice stuff. And just because they have more dangerous things there than any other place in the world doesn't mean they're all right there along the coast where everybody goes.
All right. I'll be a little more blunt.
Okay.
I'll go where white people are. And not because I think we're superior. I'm just going to go where there's like the kind of rule of law and lifestyle that I know. That's where I'll go. Because besides Japan, which is superior to us, same thing with South Korea. They have like cooler shit. Generally speaking, other places in the world, just it's not good. It's not a good situation. So I'm not going there. I'm going to go where people look like me, not because I want everyone to look like me or I'm some sort of supremacist, but it has to be something that's familiar to me. I don't want to go to a place where, like, I remember I worked with a guy from Laos.
Yeah.
And he said, well, where we're from, if you're white, like when you go into certain places, like we don't recommend you stand for more than 2 minutes because you might get kidnapped. They're like, white guy. They figure you're worth money.
Well, remember that was one of the big concerns when they had the Rio Olympics was
God, yeah.
Was tourists visiting and getting kidnapped and ransomed, because that's an industry there, is kidnapping and ransoming.
Yep.
It's not, we're not ripping on Brazil. Looks like a fantastically beautiful country, but it's a fact that people were getting kidnapped and ransomed. It was a business. It's a business down there.
I want to go where the white people are. Sorry, you can call me racist. I just want to go where Australia. Guess what? There's deadly snakes and there's kangaroos and there's crocodiles and there's a lot of horrible things. But you know what else there's? There's white people, and I can can relate to their laws, and I don't have to worry about being kidnapped. Sorry, I gotta say how it is. Sorry, it's the truth. For me. Now you could totally disagree with me. Tell me I'm evil. But deep down you know it's true.
This could sound like I'm covering my own ass, but I'm really not. Literally any place we've ever looked at going on a vacation to, with the exception of Hawaii, because the Polynesian and stuff.
Oh, Polynesians are fine.
Yeah. Everything we've ever looked at as far as vacation, it's like, hey, one day we'll go here. We're never going to go there. We can't afford it. But hey, maybe we'll go here. It happens to be that every one of those places we ever looked at, it is white people countries. We didn't do it on any, because it was like, we just want to go where white people are. It's like we always looked at, Great Britain because that's where our ancestors are from.
There's a common denominator here.
We've looked at France because it's France. I guess Spain would be more like Hispanic looking. I don't think we've ever talked about going to Mexico. But Italy, Italy is a little bit different, especially if you get my wife's family's from Sicily. They're darker.
There was a time.
Germany.
Now, Mexico is a unique case because at one point, I remember in the 80s and 90s, it was actually up until the mid-2000s, everybody, let's go to Cancun. Mexico was fine.
Well,
the cartels ruined everything. And it's gangs. It's not the Mexican people themselves. But it's now the cartels are like killing people in fucking the Yucatan Peninsula. I don't know, man. I want Trump to invade Mexico to stop the cartels, and then we can leave, but not to colonize it. Stop the cartels. They need to be stopped.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we ever talked about. It was like basically, that's the only places where, and like I said, Hawaii. Oh, we did talk about Alaska. But that's, white people.
Yeah, well, there's Inuits.
Inuits, yeah.
And actually, Polynesians, believe it or not. There's a big relocation thing where they went there to work on oil rigs because they're strong as fuck. Serious, I'm not saying that
I believe you.
As a joke, to be funny. Or oil workers have to be able to crank shit real hard, and, well, who better?
That's
People
true.
Are monstrous.
No, but stuff like that. It just happened to be that everything we've ever looked at is, or Scandinavia. We've looked there. It's anything like that. It's just happens to be
I don't know about
predominantly white.
I don't know about Sweden anymore. You know?
Well, it was this is
firebomb there. And it's changing.
more like Iceland and stuff too, though.
Iceland's great.
Yeah,
I hear Iceland's
but
great.
white people.
I want to go where the white people are.
And we didn't make our selections because of that. We just made it because like, hey, that'd be a cool place to go to.
I just want to go. Like I said, if there's
South Africa was on. No, I'm just kidding.
South Africa. Yeah, the white people there have it great.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, we didn't do it on any.
I want to go hang out with farmers down there.
But
no, but the fact of the matter is, I want to go to a place. It doesn't matter. I joke about the white people thing, but I want to go. The main thing is I want to go to a place where if something goes wrong, the rule of law is something that I understand.
I understand.
And it'd be like, okay, say, I don't know, let's say there's a bar fight and I'm in Melbourne and I break a guy's jaw.
Yeah.
I can at least communicate with the prosecutor and everything. Well, here's what happened. He called me a fucking bitch. He grabbed the girl I was with tits and then I hit him and here's what happened. Now, if you're in Thailand, even though Thailand is a big tourist destination for Westerners because it's one of the better ones, I hear, if you get in trouble there, it's an issue.
Yeah.
And like you can't like explain, well, this guy was really rude and he assaulted me first, so I retaliate. Like you're at a disadvantage. And I just don't want to be in a place where I can't explain myself, without a translator and all this other shit, because even if like Europe, even like Japan too, same thing, even though it's not, but Japan's a place I would like to go. There's plenty. It's the rule of law and how they live is similar enough to where they're not going to just, sorry, you're going to jail forever because you're not like us,
What about Singapore? No.
Yeah, the lashes.
Yeah. No, we
I fucking fall over on a branch and I break it, so now I get to get beat with the branch or whatever they're fucking.
I don't know.
I want to go to Saudi Arabia. It's like,
or man, I just thought of one.
Sir,
too.
your wife's really cute. How did you see what she looks like? I'll have to kill her. I'm like, whoa, no. That ain't what I mean.
Man. Yeah, I have nothing against. If you want to live in the country, cool, go ahead. I just want to visit the country.
It has to resemble somewhat what I'm used to. Because if I'm like a fish out of water, I mean, I don't know. Australia would be great. New Zealand would be great. Japan would be great. That's not white. I'd go to Japan.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
No, that's what I said. Like, Hawaii is part of the United States, but...
Well, the people there are not white. Overall, they're brown.
Is there anything going on Guam?
No, but we can go there too.
Sure.
Guam is Asia. They're South Asians.
I think there's resorts there, though. Maybe I'm
well,
wrong.
it's the furthest reaching
U.S. territory.
U.S. territory, even though they're not a state, but they're like Puerto Rico, where you don't need a passport to go there. If me or you wanted to go to Guam tomorrow, no passport. We could just go.
See?
But
That's what I like.
it's a fortune to get there, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
But actually, Guam is where the Japanese go that can't afford to make it to like California to get the American experience. This is what I watched Travel Channel thing. So people in Japan or China, they don't quite have the cash to get to here or Europe, but they want a kind of Western experience. They go to Guam.
Huh, I didn't know that.
They have like Costco and shit in Guam.
Well, then I'm set. I can just go to Guam.
Go there and get the fucking giant Costco nuggets for a week and...
Dude, chicken
50
nuts.
pound, yeah, the chicken.
That's a nice segue.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: we're not racist. Anyways, Costco. Do you go often?
I do not go to Costco, and I do not go to Sam's Club. I only go with elders in my family because maybe they need me to push shit around for them, like the carts.
Yeah, I don't like Sam's Club. I got sick of Sam's Club.
I don't go into those large stores that have pallets of dog food. No.
Well, that's where we buy our dog food from. So, but
you should, but I don't have a family.
You don't have need to buy in bulk.
No, I don't need to buy bulk. I have My nephew's here 3 days a week. That's it. So I don't need to buy in bulk. No.
Costco has a box of chicken melts. They're basically like a half a pita with half of a chicken thing stuffed in it with cheese. It's like seasoned chicken with cheese. They're stupid easy, but they're fucking delicious. You get a $10, you get 15 of them in a box. And they're not good enough for a meal, but they're good enough for a hearty snack. You know?
Well, there you go.
They're really good. And my family keeps on trying to eat my chicken melts. I have to keep on hiding them in different spots.
Well, you got to get them to step off.
It's like, that other stuff's yours. I gave you guys one each. The rest are mine. I have to keep hiding them. They want to eat my chicken melts.
So you're going to have to move one each to none each.
I just did it this time.
You're not allowed to well, because I can see where it's going. They're going to just keep taking your chicken melts.
Yeah, and I'm not buying 2 boxes. I'm buying 1 box for me. That's it.
They don't
15 for me.
You're the one
I'm
that
going to eat one when I go home. No joke. When I go home, I'm going to eat one. They take 55 seconds to warm up in the microwave. And if you want to, you can do them for like 40 seconds and then toss them in your air fryer for 1 minute so they get a little crisper. They're not soggy. Boom.
Sold. See, you're the one that has lordship over your chicken melts. They don't have it.
Yeah.
It's just you. You're the boss. You're the alpha male.
The other stuff is theirs. Like, I don't care about tortilla chips, jalapeno lime tortilla chips, and kettle corn, boom chicka pop, whatever the hell it is. That's yours.
But real quick on that joke I made about the alpha male. I want to talk about this whole thing. I see even Joe Rogan, who I respect a great deal, they always talk about we're an alpha male. Here's how to be an alpha. And he doesn't necessarily give the advice on how to be an alpha male, but like a lot of the pickup artists, and this whole thing is alpha male. Like the last 3 years, 5 years, you see alpha male everywhere. You're a beta cuck. You're not an alpha or whatever. I want to tell you, I want to talk about this stupid fucking retarded shit.
Yeah.
First off, humans aren't wolves. So this whole hierarchy of alphas, it kind of doesn't make sense. But what you're really talking about is tall, attractive, dominant males. You can't teach that. There's no tip to make me Tom Brady. There's no information there's no information, like I said, that I can read or pick up on that's going to make me like a Tom Brady or Joe Montana or John Wayne type guy. Now, I'm not saying I'm a total pussy, but I'm like a regular guy, you know. I'm normal. And they go on and drone on about alpha male, this, that, these tips, and here's what you need to do. It's like, there's no tips. It's genetic. You're that way or you're not.
Yeah.
Like, how many people do you know that are like, were like passive, they're, you know, as a kid, that are read books and became an aggressive male that women want? That doesn't happen. It's not a reality.
No, and even the term alpha male, like there's a whole group of alpha males that itself goes against the way it works in the animal kingdom anyways.
Yeah, the hierarchy, there's only one.
There should only be one. Obviously, if there's a group of 400 million people, there's probably more than one. But all these guys aren't alpha males. I'm sorry. They can say it all they want. You're not an alpha male.
Yeah.
Especially, how about this? If you go with Rogan's stable of guys that he always has stuff with.
Yeah.
Him, Joey Diaz, Brian Callen and Chris D'Elia are a little bit of that. Schaub. Let's say there's 10 of them. They're not all alpha males. Only one of them can be an alpha male.
Exactly.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. There's like, you got to behave like an alpha. Like, look, guys, how about you just simplify it, your approach? Here's how to behave more masculine.
There you go.
That works better than alpha. Here's how you behave more masculine. That's fine. I accept that. And I think
more manly.
I think more young guys, you know, even me to an extent, you know, I'm not a fix-it guy around those. There's probably some more shit I should know as a dude.
Oh, definitely me too.
And
definitely.
we could all improve. There's self-improvement. That's the even better word, self-improvement. Become the best version of yourself possible. Totally on board. Everybody's got to improve. But alpha male, it's just a bad... You're not a wolf, and there, like you said, can only be one. So, like, say
It's
me
like
and
a
you,
fucking Highlander.
me and you have a 50-50 like partnership on this show. The last 10 episodes or so. There can't be an alpha male. There's two of us. There's not a pack. And like, I'm the alpha male because I pay the bus route free, so I'm the it's retarded.
Well, I would say you're the alpha male because it's your computer.
Yeah, because right now I could edit you out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I'm the alpha male because like whenever you make me seem less or dumber or not as good as you, I can just make it sound different.
Brian gone.
Yeah, I can edit you out, and I'll always look better. So I'm the alpha male, me. But
there's a difference between someone being an alpha male of a group and someone being the leader of a group. There's always somebody that people look to for the leadership. That doesn't make them a fucking alpha male.
Yeah, or like
they're just the people know that chances are somebody's going to get something done. It's that person.
Yeah, or some of the defining traits they define as an alpha male. It's like, you got to get to the gym and lift. Well, that doesn't mean anything because is the bouncer of a bar who's the toughest guy at the bar, he's not the alpha. The guy that owns the bar is the alpha, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're telling
the person in a position of power would be.
Yeah, you're telling them to go to the gym and study. Yeah, and study mixed martial arts. But in reality, Dana White is the alpha male, right?
Yep.
Not John Jones, not any of these. Dana White's the alpha male. And he don't need to lift weights to be the alpha male. He don't need to take steroids to be the alpha male. He's just is because it's his show.
He's got the power.
Yeah. So stop this fucking shit. Don't use that term alpha male. We're not wolves, and it doesn't accurately describe shit at all. It doesn't fit. It's not just Rogan. It's everybody.
Yeah, you're right. But he's one that I think a lot of people get it from.
Stop with this shit. So my point is just fucking best version of yourself. Be stronger, more masculine. That's it. That's all you got to say.
And actually that can apply not just to the males. Yeah, be more masculine, but the best version of yourself, that applies to everybody. So it doesn't have to be a masculine thing. Just everybody, be the best version of yourself. But in this case, be more masculine. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, so if you're like alpha male, so okay, out of all your buddies, only one of you gets pussy. Shut up. Everybody should get pussy.
You just maybe somebody pointed this out to me a couple weeks ago and I forgot about it. You just said alpha male, only one who gets pussy. It made me think of this. It's like a pride of lions.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one male in charge of everything who fucks all the women lions, the lionesses.
Yeah.
So, in The Lion King, when Simba and Nala get together, they're brother and sister. Because there's no other males there. Mufasa screwed Nala's mom. She had Nala. And they're brother and sister.
That's fucking creepy as fuck.
Yep.
And that's how we're going to end the show.
Lion King is all about incest.
And that is the ultimate point to end the show.
All right.
You guys who are watching Lion King, it's incest.
Peace.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan.